You know that tragic shooting on the set of Rust? The one with Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
When that prop gun went off?
Right. Took the life of the cinematographer.
Halyna Hutchins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And injured the director.
Joel Souza.
Yeah.
It really sent shockwaves, didn't it?
Through Hollywood, for sure. But I think beyond that, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to go kind of beyond all the headlines today.
Okay.
And the legal battles and all that. We're going to take a deep dive into the making of the film.
Oh, wow.
Rust, the film itself.
Okay.
Which actually just premiered recently.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And we're using an episode of the Behind the Screen podcast as our guide.
Okay.
To explore how the film was completed.
Okay.
And delve into the legacy of Halyna Hutchins.
It is, it's really fascinating how this story goes so much deeper.
Yeah.
Than just a tragic accident.
Uh-huh.
It speaks to the human impact of such a devastating event.
Yeah.
And this dedication to preserving Hutchins's artistic vision.
Yeah. You know, when I first heard about this, all I could think about was the legal drama.
Right.
But digging into the story behind the film's completion really opened up a whole other perspective for me.
I bet.
So let's go back to that fateful day, October 2021.
Okay.
On the set in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin holding a prop revolver.
Okay.
And during a rehearsal, it fired a live round.
Wow.
I mean, it's a detail that's hard to grasp. A live round on a film set.
Yeah.
And Baldwin has always maintained that he didn't pull the trigger.
That detail right there throws a wrench into everything.
Right.
It raises so many questions.
Yeah.
About how a live round even ended up in the gun.
Right.
And who bears the ultimate responsibility.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling to think about.
Right.
I mean, what went wrong with the safety checks?
Right.
The investigation that followed really exposed some serious lapses in protocol.
Yeah.
The film's armorer,
Uh-huh.
Hannah Gutierrez-Reed,
Okay.
was ultimately held responsible for this breach and received an 18-month sentence for involuntary manslaughter.
Oh.
Baldwin himself faced charges,
Uh-huh.
but they were dropped due to issues with some of the evidence.
Okay.
It adds this whole other layer of complexity
Yeah.
to an already incredibly tragic story.
But beyond the legal aspects, think about the emotional weight
Oh, yeah.
this carried.
Yeah,
For everyone on that set.
absolutely.
Joel Souza, the director,
Uh-huh.
was injured in the shooting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to process that trauma while also facing the decision of whether to even continue making the film?
The podcast mentions that initially he couldn't even fathom going back to filmmaking.
I could see that.
It was just too painful.
Understandably. But
then Halyna Hutchins' husband, Matthew, kind of enters the picture.
Okay.
And he became a powerful force behind finishing the film.
Wow.
You might wonder, why would someone choose to finish a film born from such a tragedy?
Right.
Was it a way to reclaim control of his wife's story?
Oh.
A desire to see her vision come to life? Or maybe a combination of both?
Right.
He even joined the production team as an executive producer.
Wow.
To make sure his wife's vision was protected.
That's where this story starts to shift.
Yeah.
Towards resilience.
Right.
And this incredible dedication to honoring Halyna's work.
Yeah.
And making sure her talent was shared with the world.
Right.
It's a powerful statement about Matthew's love for his wife.
Yeah.
And his respect for her artistry.
Absolutely. So to actually get the film finished, they brought in cinematographer Bianca Cline.
Okay.
To pick up where Halyna left off.
Oh, wow.
Imagine trying to step into someone else's shoes.
Yeah.
Especially under these circumstances.
Right.
Cline had to truly immerse herself in Halyna's style.
Yeah.
Studying her notes to capture every nuance.
Wow.
It speaks volumes, I think, about Cline's respect for Halyna's vision.
Yeah.
And her skill as a cinematographer.
Right.
And Souza has described it as a mission.
Okay.
To honor Halyna's final work. And make sure the world got to see her talent.
And this mission becomes even more poignant when you consider the plot of Rust.
Right.
The film centers on a 13-year-old boy.
Okay.
Who's on the run with his grandfather, played by Alec Baldwin, after an accidental killing.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
You have a story about shootouts and themes of redemption.
Yeah.
Unfolding against the backdrop of this real-life tragedy involving a firearm.
Wow.
It's a stark juxtaposition that really gets you thinking.
It definitely makes you stop and consider the weight that real-life events bring to the screen, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So the podcast goes on to describe the film's premiere at the Camerimage Festival in Poland.
Oh.
The scene is a packed house.
Wow.
And the film ends with a wave of applause.
Okay.
But while the premiere was a celebration of the film's completion, there's another side to the story that can't be ignored.
Okay.
Halyna's mother chose not to attend. She's been outspoken in her criticism of Baldwin and the production, even accusing them of profiting from her daughter's death.
It's a reminder that the completion of the film doesn't erase the pain.
Yeah.
And the search for closure.
Right.
Everyone involved is processing this tragedy in their own way, and those perspectives deserve to be acknowledged.
Absolutely. But even amidst this incredibly complex situation, there's a powerful sense of dedication to Halyna's memory coming from the crew.
Right.
Souza, Cline, and countless others worked tirelessly.
Yeah.
Not for personal gain, but as a testament to their colleague.
It speaks to the strength of the bonds formed on set and their commitment to seeing Halyna's final project through to completion.
Right.
It elevates Rust beyond entertainment. It becomes a tribute to her legacy.
Right.
And a way to share her artistry with the world.
Absolutely.
So the release of Rust has definitely reignited those crucial conversations about safety on film sets.
It's a conversation we can't afford to shy away from.
Right.
The tragedy on the set of Rust is a harsh reminder of the responsibility filmmakers have to keep everyone safe.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
This incident exposed systemic issues that need serious attention.
Yeah.
We're talking about things like creating and enforcing rigorous safety protocols, handling firearms with extreme caution, and fostering a culture where anyone can voice safety concerns without fear of being silenced or reprimanded.
It's a sobering reality check.
Yeah, for sure.
The podcast doesn't go into specifics about what changes are being implemented in the industry.
Okay.
But it's clear that this tragedy has been a wake-up call.
Right.
Pushing for stricter regulations.
Yeah.
And a renewed focus on preventing something like this from ever happening again.
And that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
Halyna Hutchins' death should be the catalyst for lasting, meaningful change. It's about honoring her memory by creating a safer environment for everyone who works so hard to bring these films to life.
You've hit on something important there.
Yeah.
It's about moving beyond placing blame.
Yeah.
And shifting the focus to finding real solutions.
Right.
And making a collective commitment to protect lives on set.
For sure.
No other families should have to go through the pain of losing someone in such a preventable way.
Exactly.
So
now, shifting gears a bit, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the ethics of creating art in the wake of a tragedy like this.
Oh.
Rust itself is a product of immense loss.
Yeah.
But it's also a testament to Halyna Hutchins' talent
Right.
and the determination of everyone who worked to carry her vision forward.
Right.
How do you reconcile those two seemingly conflicting aspects?
That's a question that really makes you pause, isn't it?
It does.
There's no easy answer.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have this undeniable tragedy and the grief that still surrounds the film.
Yeah.
There's no way to separate the art from the context of its creation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The shadow of that accident is always there.
But on the other hand, there's this powerful drive to honor Halyna's legacy.
Right.
The film becomes a platform to showcase her work,
Yeah.
her artistry, her contributions to the world of cinema.
Right.
In a way, it transcends the tragedy and becomes a celebration of her life's work.
It's almost as if the film itself becomes a way for everyone involved to process their grief and find a sense of meaning in the face of immense loss.
And for those of us watching, it offers a chance to engage with Halyna's vision.
Right.
To appreciate her talent. And to remember her. Not just as a victim, but as a gifted cinematographer.
You've touched on something really crucial. It's about shifting the narrative away from tragedy and toward remembrance. Celebrating the life and artistry that Halyna brought to the world.
And it's about recognizing the incredible resilience of the people who poured their hearts into completing this film.
Right.
Driven by a desire to see Halyna's vision realized.
Yeah.
Their dedication speaks volumes about the power of art to heal,
Absolutely.
to inspire,
Right.
to create something meaningful out of immense pain.
Rust becomes more than just a movie.
Yeah.
It transforms into a symbol of hope.
Right.
A testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest moments,
Yeah.
art can provide a source of light, a path toward finding meaning, connection,
Right.
and a way forward.
Yeah.
It's a powerful message that reaches far beyond the screen.
This deep dive has taken us on quite a journey
Yeah.
through this complex and emotional landscape. We've explored the tragic circumstances of Halyna Hutchins' death.
Right.
The legal battles that followed.
Yeah.
And the ethical challenges of creating art in the aftermath of such an event.
Right.
But through it all, we've also witnessed the incredible resilience of the human spirit, the healing power of art, and the enduring legacy of a truly talented cinematographer.
We've seen how a film born from tragedy can become a tribute to life, a celebration of artistic vision, and a force for positive change within the film industry.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the impact of rust on the film industry.
Right.
And wrestled with some of the ethical questions it raises. But at the heart of it all, this story is about Halyna Hutchins.
Absolutely.
The person she was.
Right.
The artist she was.
Yeah.
And the legacy she leaves behind.
It's so important to remember that it's easy to get caught up in the legal details, the debates about safety, even the film itself. Yeah. But we can't forget the human being at the center of this story.
Halyna was a rising star in the world of cinematography.
She was.
Her talent was undeniable.
Yeah.
And she had such a bright future ahead of her.
The podcast really emphasized the outpouring of grief and admiration from her colleagues.
Right.
They talked about her dedication, her creativity, her passion for her craft.
It's clear she was deeply respected.
Oh, yeah.
And loved by so many in the industry.
Absolutely.
And her loss wasn't just professional.
Right.
It was a deeply personal loss.
Yeah.
For everyone who knew her.
Her story really makes you reflect on the fragility of life.
It does.
And the importance of pursuing the things we're passionate about. It makes you think about the impact we have on the people around us.
And while the circumstances of her death are incredibly tragic, rust, in a way, ensures that her work will live on.
Right.
Audiences will get to experience her vision, her artistry, and hopefully be inspired by her talent.
It's a bittersweet outcome.
It is.
But in the end, it honors her memory and her contributions to cinema.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this question.
Right.
How do you think Halyna Hutchins would want to be remembered? As a victim of a preventable tragedy?
Right.
Or as a gifted artist whose work continues to inspire?
It's a powerful question to consider.
Yeah.
And maybe the answer lies in embracing both aspects.
Yeah.
Acknowledging the tragedy while also celebrating her life.
Right.
Her passion. And the enduring power of her art.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Of course.
Into the complex and moving story of Rust and Halyna Hutchins.
It's been a pleasure.
It's a story that forces us to confront tough questions.
Yeah.
About responsibility, resilience,
and
the enduring power of art in the face of tragedy.
Absolutely.
Until next time.